Hello and welcome to another episode of Clash of Clans with Wolf 18. Today I want to go over a speed build base for my Town Hall 9. It's a anti 3-star base. So right now we're going to be building the Queen section, which is the part where you're just going to bunker her down, and then inside the clan castle you're going to build, you're not going to build anything, you're just going to put healers inside that clan castle so that you can keep that queen up. And then what that's going to do is, keep her alive so that she can draw troops in and then kill them. Alright, and as you notice, I'm building the second layer of walls for that, and the reason is so that the queen can bunker down behind two walls, and then, the king and the P.E.K.K.A.s have to drive through those two walls to get to her. Now the next spot that we're building is the Expos, and the Expos are probably the bread and butter of this base. And the reason is because they're buried, so deep that not even the Archer Queen can shoot the Expos if she's on the outside. So she has to be inside the first layer of walls to even shoot the Expos. And as you notice, we're putting defenses inside with the Expos. And what those defenses are the mortars, because you usually get overwhelmed by witches. And then the second part is the archer tower. And what that serves as a defense for your Expo, and it also can shoot inside the core or inside the southern teaser so that they can, kill the troops inside there. And I also put some trash buildings inside there too, to also, slow down any troops just in case they do get inside there. I don't want to have, a buttload of defenses inside there, because I really need them in the southern teaser area, and then I also need them in the northern last ditch effort to stop them. And I keep having cars go by, so I have to keep, editing the audio part. But anyways, now we're building the southern teaser part. So I usually put 2 Teslas behind the, town hall. And the reason is because just in case P.E.K.K.A.s get on it, the Teslas can shoot them. Alright, and then next we build the air defenses. And the air defenses are there just to, stop the Lavalunians and possibly dragons. And then I usually put a complete enclosure for the cannons. And the reason is just in case, the wizards all die by the big bomb trap down there, so then they have no ranged troops. And what that actually does is it causes the P.E.K.K.A.s and the king to just pass up those cannons so that they can just shoot them and kill them. Alright, and now we're building the archer towers, and that's just part of the southern teaser, just to put more damage downrange. You really need the single targeting damage when you build the southern teaser, just to try to kill those giants as fast as possible, and then also put a lot of heavy damage on their king, their queen, and then also their P.E.K.K.A.s. So right now we're building the double big bomb traps. And what those double big bomb traps do is actually serve as 2 different types of purposes. So the first part is actually to, kill the wizards, witches, and then if they decide not to hit the southern teaser part and they decide to use like hogs, it's also a good defense to, kill the hogs as well. And then next I put the king on the outside, and what the king does is serves to draw some of the troops away from the core so that they go around the base. Alright, so the reason why I'm using like an audio cover to actually cover the speed build of the base, the reason is because, I hate it when I get a speed build and, they don't really explain, what the point of this base is. Why is, the defenses where they are, why are the traps where they are. So you just kind of got to figure it out yourself. So that's the real main reason behind, the speed builds that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to do audios that come with speed builds so you can really, understand the reason, the thought behind, the base. Alright, so right now we're actually going back to the double big bombs, so I can get a nice spread on the double big bombs. This is actually probably one of the hardest parts to actually do of a southern teaser. And the reason is because you can easily get holes so they can drop troops inside your double big bomb area and then completely eliminate them, which is what actually happened inside my replay that I'm going to show you guys at the end of this. And another key part of this base is actually, all the storages. And what that does is it actually causes your P.E.K.K.A.s and your Kings and your Archer Queen to stall out on those, and then your, Golems go ahead of them, and then all the single targeting damage just pounds them. Alright, so now we're putting all of those trash buildings along the outside. I usually do 2 spaces apart so I can maximize their distance. And then, what that does is it gives me, enough range to go all the way around the base with a bunch of trash buildings. And then it'll also be like little breadcrumbs for, the troops going around the edge, and they can, just get picked off typically by the expos and then the mortars inside that little core right there that we built earlier. And then now up here at the northern top is where we're actually going to be building the final defense, the last ditch effort to, stop them from the 3-star. So I actually got to move some of these camps around first. And then we're going to build the trap. Now, this trap, I don't really know what to call it. We want to call it the Galadon trap, but, I learned it from a base that was featured inside Galadon's, but he didn't even like the base. So you guys can call it whatever you want. But right now we've got the some of the storages up here too to also slow down the troops and then cause them to get killed. And it's usually just like the P.E.K.K.A.s and stuff that usually survive. So that's what you usually gotta try to kill at the very end. So that's what those storages really come in handy for towards the top as well. I also try to put some splash little bombs next to the wizard towers, and the reason is just stack up some splash damage to maximize killing radius. And it's really just for the witches. The witches are pretty much your biggest concern with open bases like this, so you really need to be stacking up the splash damage. Alright, and now I just got my 4 air bombs, 2 air-seeking mines left, 2 walls, and my labyrinth. So we'll just go ahead and slap those air-seeking mines at the south side. Just try to kill some of those, the lava hounds as soon as possible. And then I usually put, all of the air bombs right next to each other just to kill those pesky, freaking balloons, man, because they wreck, especially level 6. So you gotta kill as many of those as possible. So now I just got the labyrinth, and we're just gonna stick that off to the side for right now. Alright, so right here I'm going to show you guys the most up-to-date version I have right now. And here it is. If you'd like, you can just go ahead and copy this one instead of going with the speed build one. So as you can tell, some of the little changes I've did is I actually were able to fit the rockets and the archer towers all inside there, and then pull the cannons out a little bit more. So I was able to use those 2 little pieces of wall. I couldn't figure out where to put them. I also put the labyrinth at the southern teaser part, and I was also able to fit in an extra 4 trash buildings inside there. Alright, so let's go over to the last war that we lost, but I'm going to show you guys what actually happened inside this war. So as you can tell, they attack me quite often. I got attacked a total of 8 times. So yeah, that is definitely a very good anti 3-star base. And this one I actually had a hole inside my big bomb, so they were able to set those off all the time. Alright, and this video is actually the best video. He got 98%, and the only thing that stopped him was running out of time. So this was actually my biggest worry, was somebody using all earthquake spells in the core, and then they basically open up all that good stuff. So the only thing I really have to stop them is the very top, and then hopefully they pass an X-bow. So what he does is he's actually trying to lure at my clan castle and then kill them. Well, what I have is the healer, so you can't really lure those out and kill them. So, that's the part I was talking about, where they just drop barbarians inside there and they just blow up the double big bombs. So I ended up fixing that. But, I mean, out of all 8 of those attacks, I'd think maybe 2 of them they actually did not set them off. Alright, so I'm actually surprised I didn't get hit by mass witches, but I did get hit by mass Valkyries. And those level 4 Valkyries are badass. I think they're better than the P.E.K.K.A.s. I can't wait till I get level 4 Valkyries. Because, they don't take bonus damage from Teslas, so that's a big plus. And then you get 3 of them instead of 1, P.E.K.K.A. But the trade-off is that, you're weaker to splash damage. But, the damage and health ratio is actually better if you have level 4 Valkyries. So right now they've already just powered on through my core and all that good stuff. So now they're just kind of getting slowed down a little bit by the walls. But not much, because he still has a lot of damage on those walls. So now it's just all up to my, northern part to slow them down and kill them all. They did avoid that, expo that I was telling you about. If they avoid one, then I actually have a chance of slowing them down and stopping them. And this one that actually does is just causes them to run out of time. That wizard up top actually kills that Valkyrie, which ends up, costing him a bunch of time up there. And then also the king, having to pound on 2 layers of walls just to get through to get to the expo and all the other good stuff inside there. All that good stuff was just eating up time, which ended up causing him to fail. I think maybe if he had some witches inside there, it might have helped him. But, you never know. Nobody hit me with mass witches, so. But anyways, now he's at the last expo. Maybe like 4 buildings left. They just got the expo down. Just got the archer tower as the last defense, and then he runs out of time. Alright, so now let's go over to the enemies, side, so you can see, how many actual players attack me. So, as you can tell, number 4 in the clan attacked me. Number 8 in the clan attacked me. That's the video I just showed you. Number 9, number 10, number 11, number 12, number 14, number 15. So yeah, a total of 8 defensive wins. Alright, and in my next video I'm going to show you guys the remaining 7 attacks on my base. Alright, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Feel free to add me online. My ID is JawWolf18. Alright, in the top left is Go We Attack for Town Hall 9. The bottom left is another Town Hall war base that I built. And then in the bottom right is a village base for Town Hall 8. And then in the top right is a Go Wipe Ho for Town Hall 8, which can also be applied for Town Hall 9.